Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. In this video, continuing the strings topic, now we are going to see how we can generate strings without limit. So basically for the methods in the previous class, we always had a range from 1 to a limit. And now we are going to see how we can actually generate infinite strings. Of course, we are going to put some limit on it, but let's see how it works. String test 10 PSVM. Okay, so we have two methods. One that's called iterate and another one that's called generate. Basically, the difference is the generate accepts a supplier and the iterate accepts the seed and the predicate or this unary operator. Let's see how this one works. Let's say that we would like to print all even numbers from 0 to maybe like with no limit. First, we need the seed. The seed can be anything. Since we are working with numbers, we can add 0. And then the unary operator, if you search for the unary operator class, you will see that basically it returns the input. So what can we do here? We can call n. So 0 and then 0 plus 2. So this is going to keep returning until I stop the program. Let's see, Control Shift F10. And this will keep running forever until I stop. So if you want to put a limit, just add limit and then any number you want. Control Shift F10, and as you can see, we have counter from 0 to 10. Actually, not from 0 to 10, but 10 times starting with 0. Okay, so this is pretty basic. How can we make this a little bit more complicated? Let's say that we have the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence is like the number plus the sum of the previous number. So if we have 0 and 1, and then 0 plus 1 is 1, and 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, and you know where I'm going. So let's say that now I would like you to use iterate to print the group of numbers. So for example, 0 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 5, 5 and 8, and so on. So how can we do this style using iterate? Let's start with string.iterate, and now the seed. As I said, the seed can be anything. In this case, we can start with 0 and 1. So we can create here a new int, basically an array, where we have values 0 and 1. So the index of these arrays are, if you don't remember arrays class, is 0 and 1. So you have 0 and 1 here, and then here it will also be 0 and 1, 0 and 1, and so on. Now we have to do the business logic here. So if I say that I have the array, how can I do this? First, let's try to follow a pattern. If I take a look at the pattern here, after the seed, the first position, the index 0, will always be the index 1 of the previous one. So position 0, we have 1, and here the position 1, we have 1. Position 0, we have 1, and here position 2, that's 0, we have here in the position 1, number 2. So basically, the first position will always be the position 1. So we can create a new array here and say that the first element will be always the first position. And then the second one will always be the sum of the position index 0 and 1. So we can add here comma and then a 0 plus a 1. Let's see, let's put the limit 10. And to print this data, we need something a little bit more fancy. For example, for each, remember this is array, and array will not be easily displayed. So if you do this, you will get the reference. So what we can do here is get the array and call inside the system out println arrays.toString passing the value a. Cool. Control Shift F10, and you have exactly what we were looking for. So what if you want, for example, just the Fibonacci sequence? Well, pretty straightforward. Instead of just printing the array, you can map one of the index. For example, I want the index 0, and here we just use method reference. Control Shift F10, and there you go. You have the Fibonacci sequence. Now the generate. Basically, the pattern is very similar. It will also keep generating forever, but we can do something a little bit more fancy here. Let's say, for example, that we would like to generate 90 random numbers from 1 to 1000. You know that we can use thread local random to generate random numbers. So here inside the generate that accepts a supplier, I can tell, hey, just use the random to generate integer numbers, random dot next int, and we can bound this from 1 to 1000. And then I just want 90 numbers, limit 90, and then print all the data for each out. Just execute this, Control Shift F10, and you have 90 random numbers from 1 to 1000. So for this video, that's it. Let's continue in the next video with more streams features. See you there. Bye.